What's cracking, everybody? Zare Felrose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Battle League content, along with little Maggie, who's actually awake this time. Today we're bringing you a shoutcast with a good friend, factions member of mine from Rock Paper Slark, and now he's also a Pokemon Go Battle League coach. So if you're looking for some coaching, and as a coach myself, I'm totally fine with, plugging a friend of mine if he happens to be a good friend, which he is. And you can find a link to his coaching services in the description if you'd like to check him out. I can personally vouch the dude's a great battler, has a lot to offer as a coach, and just as a battler and person in general. So check him out if you like. And he has cranked the spice meter up to 11 in the Halloween Cup this week, bringing Crocodile, Salazzle, and Shadow Lone Marowak, one of my favorites. Dude, this is going to be great. I'm just going to get right into these battles. I want to see this. This I've never watched these before. This is going to be great. Sableye. So, great lead, actually, because the Crocodile has that dark typing, and Mudslap's actually chunk quite a bit. Crocodile's pretty attack weighted, and honestly, the only way you can get one for yourselves is to do, I think it's like the level 43 or 45 research. You get one as a reward. Don't trash it if you have done it or will do it, because that's the only chance you have to get Crocodile in the Great League until it becomes a wild spawn, which it's not right now. So that's kind of an unfortunate thing, but it is what it is. You can only deal with what we've been given at the time that we've been given it. So Crocodile is playing this out because you can't really bring Salazzle or Marowak in, but gonna let him go down here. And then the Salazzle's going to come in. Look at how much this Incinerate's doing. The Salazzle's going to be able to take out the Sableye by shielding once, and unfortunately lagging as well. Hard to see the timing of the moves there, but I think that this is a pretty solid spot to be in, because usually Sableye in the lead, not always going to be great against ghost types in the backs. So not really ready for Alolan Marowak in the back, that's for sure. But let's see what happens here. Oh goodness, that was so much damage. Hold on, the button's coming. It's coming. It's got to load. There it is. Okay. Oh. Like the fortress. He just quits. That's it. We're done here. Next, let's move on, please. It was great. This is also a Legend Run, by the way. I completely forgot to mention that in the beginning of the video. But yeah, Stop Alcatraz brings this team to Legend. Probably should have led the video with that. Don't worry, you're already here because you know it, because I put it in the title of the video. So this is a really nice matchup for Crocodile because you're resisting the foul plays, and Umbreon in the lead is probably Psychic. But this one is Last Resort. Gonna just tell me why I'm wrong here. But looks like Crocodile is going to go for the Earthquake here to try and catch this Umbreon off guard. Umbreon is probably not going to shield because they're like, I got half HP. What do I care? I'm going to live this, right? And Earthquake is going to do a lot of damage to the Umbreon. Unfortunately, not going to be able to take it out, but with shield disadvantage at the point, though, where we could probably farm down. Last Resort does a lot of damage. Crocodile is very squishy, but definitely going to be able to farm down the Umbreon here and take lead advantage, switch advantage, but gives it up just to come into... Oh my god, Frostlass. The Frostlass. The Frostlass. So, I think you probably just let this go and let Marowak farm down. But oh goodness, it's a Galvantula, dude. Look at how much damage those Incinerates do. One Poison Fang will probably KO this poor Galvantula right here. That's it. And Alolan Marowak wins this whole game just by itself. This is an easy. I already see the game's over, dude. This team is so stupid. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Discharge comes through, gets this last shield off of South Alcatraz. The Incinerate after a debuff. Look at how much. It's like 30% of its HP, dude. Goodness, that's a lot of damage. I need the meme. That's a lot of damage. All right. With one shield, the opponent now is not going to be able to withstand 2 fire spins off the Alolan Marowak, and that's going to be a good game already. I can already tell. They got to go for the Avalanche Bait to conserve energy, but here comes 5-head play. Tries to catch just in case they have a move, but it doesn't work out for the opponent because they weren't at the move. Well played. That was good. This team is so much fun to watch. I wish I had the dust to build Crocodile and Salazzle. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. That would be like all the dust that I've got at the moment, so I kind of have to live with it. So kind of a neutral matchup here because the brines from Toxapex still do some damage. But the Mud Slaps are absolutely adding up quicker than those Poison Jabs are. So Toxapex, despite its bulk, is going to have to put shields up to this matchup in order to beat it. And Crocodile is going to go for the crunch here, trying to catch the opponent off guard, maybe thinking that they're going to throw an Earthquake or something like that. But the Earthquake would not... The Earthquake would take it out, but we're not quite there yet. But we do get the defense drop from the crunch, able to farm down. And now there's a Sableye coming in, and it's okay. I think you have to farm, or you have to swap out just in case. Safe swap into Salazzle. Try and bring out their anti-fire. And clearly it doesn't look like they... Oh, it's an Alolan Marowak. Okay, interesting. So they're going to be able to get to the Bone Club, I think, but not before the Salazzle's getting to a Dragon Pulse here. This is going to force the shield to do a ton of damage to the opposing Marowak. Dragon Pulse gets the shield. The opponent is now even shields, and they're going to just go and commit for the full farm down against the Salazzle, but not before they can throw a Poison Fang. Hopefully the opponent thinks that this is another Dragon Pulse and shields once again, and the Poison Fang gets the shield. That's amazing, because now Krookodile could come in if it wants to. But Stop Alcatraz makes a very, very smart decision here, knowing that the Sableye is what's in the back. He's going to tank the Shadow Bone off of the Marowak and get the energy off of the Marowak here and use his last shield against the last charge move from this Marowak. And now he could easily get to a charge move here against the Sableye and probably take it out from this range. Going to go for that Earthquake. Able to get to the Earthquake and win CMP against the Sableye. And this is going to take out the Sableye, and all he has to do is farm down. Earthquake takes out Sableye. All he has to do is farm down this Marowak in just 3 moves, and that's going to be it. But no, wait. The Marowak gets to a move. Will this Bone Club be enough to take it out? Yep, Bone Club's going to take out the Krookodile. Can his Marowak take out the opposing Marowak in 3 Fire Spins? Yes, it can. That's going to be a good game. Well played. All right, here we have another lead with Toxapex. This one is going to be a nice lead for most ground types. That's why I like ground types a lot in this meta. Opponent safe swaps into Sableye, and because Toxapex really kind of doesn't have a great anywhere to go against this team because the poison jabs are all resisted, but you do at some point have to bring in, one of your fires in order to deal with the... to deal with this thing, because Krookodile is the only good matchup we have here against the Toxapex. So here comes Salazzle after the opponent throws a move, and now after just 2 fast moves, that Salazzle's so quick to get these moves here. It's ridiculous. Salazzle's going to be able to get to a Poison Fang, and that is going to take out the Sableye just barely, and now Toxapex is going to come in and be throwing resisted poison jabs into the Salazzle. It's not Dragalge, that's Salazzle. Into Salazzle, going to throw the Dragon Pulse here. Doesn't shield, doesn't really do a whole lot of damage either, which is kind of nuts, if you're being honest here. But able to get to another Dragon Pulse before the opponent is going to be able to completely farm down, and they decide not to throw the energy, which is huge here. Able to get a large chunk damage off against this Toxapex. That's going to put it basically within 1 Mud Shot or 1 Mud Slap range, so all Krookodile has to do is come in and get denied and not get the... Oh, goodness. This game sometimes, man. You're supposed to be able to sneak the Mud Slap. That was an easy come in and tank, or, easy shield to move and get that Mud Slap through. There should not have been a second brine here. Really unfortunate for Stop Alcatraz getting dicked by the game as usual. Because the game does it to everybody all the time. But here we have Alolan Marowak on Alolan Marowak, and the only way that we win here... I mean, you're ahead of on energy, so you could probably just go straight for Shadow Bones, but the only problem with that being... Oh, he's making a ballsy play here. Calls the Bone Club bait, which is huge, and is now going to be able to go straight Shadow Bone with a shield and take out this Marowak. The opponent's Marowak has to shield in order to win, and the unfortunate thing here is that now they're so far behind on energy because of the fact that that bait was called. Now that we can safely shield this move, even though it is just a Bone Club, you're going to be able to get to the next Shadow Bone before the opposing Marowak is getting to another Bone Club, and either you farm down the Toxapex because it's very low, or you're going to be able to get a Bone Club off on this on the opposing Toxapex before it gets to another charge move, because it did just throw its move, but going to be able to Fire Spin down and take it, and that is a good game. All right, next up, we've got Krookodile on the lead versus a Sableye. Seeing a lot of these ghosts up in here. Makes me really want to bring my Zweilous, to be honest. So Krookodile is going to play this out the same way that we've seen the other Sableye leads get played out, by going for this crunch here and just throwing mud all over the opposing Sableye. Going to no shield this foul play. I think that was definitely not enough. It could be, though, for all I know. Crunch is going to go through here. We're going to be able to do a lot of damage to the Sableye. The opponent doesn't even shield, goes down to 1 more Mud Slap, and that's going to be able to take advantage here. See what comes in. Could be, it could be anything, honestly, with Sableye in the lead. But it's going to come in with a Golbat here. Golbat is taking a ton of damage, but also dishing out a bunch. Just going to go straight Poison Fang, not even worth building up to the Dragon Pulse here. Just to start getting these Incinerates to chunk as hard as they do, which is honestly all on its own pretty huge. Opponent comes in with a Toxapex now, and now we can safely start going for Dragon Pulses. Taking this resisted poison jab damage, it's going to allow for this Dragon Pulse to connect, and the opponent's going to save their shields for their Golbat. Little do they know that Alolan Marowak is ready to farm this thing all the way to the ground. I feel it already in my bones, man. So what's gonna happen here most likely is Crocodile is gonna come in. Yep, there's the Crocodile, and now we're gonna see it just kind of, well, you have to shield, I guess. You have to farm down and try and get some moves off against the Golbat. Knowing that you resist the entire moveset of Golbat is helpful, but the only way that you really, you know, can take advantage of that is some HP. Gonna come in with the Marowak and try and catch a move here. Kind of not sure. I mean, we got the charge move on the can't speak. Charge move on the Crocodile. I don't remember its name half the time. That's why I don't know what to say. Gonna call the Poison Fang bait here, and calls it correctly. That could have easily been a Shadow Ball, and that would have ended the entire thing here. But gonna call the Poison Fang bait, save his shield, make sure the Crocodile is gonna be able to get off this next move. Gonna go straight for Bone Clubs, because even just one Bone Club is gonna be enough. And if he can get the shield off, would be great for Crocodile to come in, throw a crunch, and finish this game up real quick. Now, Poison Fang is going to come through, get shielded, and the opponent's got two, and this is looking like a loss here, ladies and gentlemen. The Crocodile does not have two crunches with which to take out the opponent, so unfortunately, all that energy is going to go for naught, and the opponent's Golbat will farm down, and that was still very well played. Good game. Up here, Season 12, in the 2900 range. And you see this, and you watch, and the opponent watches, and the only thing that they can bring in against you is a Galvantula. There is no better feeling, ladies and gentlemen. Being able to see this, plus knowing that, well, you probably have to swap out of this at some point now. Yep, Salazzle's going to come in after the crunch is thrown. Look at it go, dude. They just quit. You know, I probably would too. I have nothing in my line that beats that. I probably quit too, to be honest. That was great. Maggie's just as shocked as I was. She's like, man, what happened there? Oh, that's so funny. Oh, looks like we forgot to cut out one of the transitions here, so we're going to wait for a queue timer. It's pretty short, thankfully, though. 29:23, and we're about halfway through this video. There was 2 sets and some bonus battles at the end for us here. So we got the Umbreon on the lead here, and the opponent safe swaps into Toxapex, not realizing that was probably a grave mistake. Umbreon, I mean, sort of can deal with the backline here, but it's pretty cut and dry as far as, you know, this Brine getting shielded, and you have to deal with the Toxapex. You can't let the backline see the Toxapex, so you do kind of have to just stay in with the Crocodile. Thankfully, the damage from Poison Jab is still resisted, so that makes it a lot easier to handle. Crunch is going to come through and get the first shield from the opponent, and now Crocodile could probably just farm down at this point with a shield, and ooh, this is a tough decision. Okay, so we're going to save the shield. The Brine will KO here, but it's going to allow Salazzle to come in and start getting ahead on energy. And with 2 Incinerates, that is ahead on a lot of energy. That's almost, oh goodness. A Nidoqueen pops in, and Dragon Pulse is going to be the first move out. We're going to see whether this Nidoqueen thinks it needs to shield a Dragon Pulse. Does it? Nope. Man, that does some damage. And now the nice thing here is that we can easily grab, you can easily just let the Salazzle go. But the Umbreon in the back is a very harrowing thing. So he calls the Poison Fang bait here, looking to bring in the Marowak to snipe it and farm down. And now the Marowak has to deal with this Umbreon, and this is just not looking good. So I'm very curious to see how Stop Alcatraz figures his way out of this situation. He's going to go ahead and he's going to possibly, you know, you're going to no shield the Foul Play. Does that KO? I actually don't even know the answer to that question. Foul Play does not KO, so that's going to allow Stop Alcatraz to get a couple Shadow Bones off in hopes to try and get the defense drops from the Shadow Bones in a shield. I don't know why. Oh, maybe, oh, he does. Oh, he played it like he was going to throw Fire Blast. That's extremely smart. Getting a shield from the Fire Blast, getting Shadow Bones off. No defense debuffs, unfortunately. But with 1 shield remaining, I think Salazzle's Poison Fangs plus the Incinerate damage might just be enough to take this thing out. Does the Poison Fang plus Dragon Pulse connect? Are we going to see Salazzle win? No, unfortunately, I think the opponent's got back-to-back charge moves. I don't know if this is going to be enough, but if he can get to just 1 more Poison Fang, he's going to get it. No! Goodness, unfortunately not going to be able to take that game. Salazzle so close yet so far away. Umbreon is just a pain for this team, if I'm being honest, it looks like, but almost makes it there, almost. Some of the bait calls that Alcatraz has been making are just phenomenal, to be honest. All right, so we've got Escavalier. This is not a great one, so you're going to safe swap into the Alolan Marowak, which is the first time we've actually seen a lead loss in this game, and they come in with a Mandibuzz. So this is not great because Mandibuzz is also kind of really good against this team, but Stop Alcatraz is going to play the 5-head game, and he's going to build up to the Fire Blast, and then he's going to unleash a Shadow Bone, seeing if the opponent decides they want to try and shield, and they do. The opponent also shields that, expecting it to be a Fire Blast, and that's just great playing right there. You're going to be able to mind game your opponent. So even if you don't have the Fire Blast, you can still make some sort of an advantage out of a bad matchup like this by just faking it. Go up to 2 Shadow Bones and then throw the move, and you're going to have the ability to get shield off the opponent. Now this looks a lot better for Alcatraz, as he's going to be able to come in with the Crocodile, and unfortunately kind of just has to soak the energy because Salazzle's even squishier than Crocodile. But still going to be able to do enough here to hopefully get to maybe a crunch. I think we're just looking to absorb the energy, considering that we have the Escavalier. I'm waiting to see how much Incinerate from Salazzle does to that thing. It's going to be so good. Comes in with Salazzle to start getting hit energy. The opponent brings in her Escavalier and just gets melted. Oh my goodness. 3 Incinerates and it's gone. The opponent not knowing what on earth they just did. Nidoqueen comes in afterwards. Maggie looks extremely ticked off, and now we're going to have to see this Dragon Pulse. Do they shield? No, they don't even shield. The opponent's just going to go down. Oh, they just got caught with their pants down, dude. 1 shield is all you need. Salazzle's going to be able to Incinerate down the Mandibuzz with 2 Poison Fangs, even by itself would be enough. And the... Oh, I gotta go back and watch that again, dude. That Escavalier getting just melted was great. So far, that's the best moment of this whole video. Unhand me, Dad. Leave me alone. My hand is where it needs to be. Poison Fang is gonna come in, and is gonna get this. I'm gonna take out the Mandibuzz, and that's gonna be a good game. I do know why the opponent maybe brought in their Escavalier, seeing the poison typing. Maybe they thought it was ground poison. Maybe they thought it was Nidoqueen instead of fire, because no one's expecting to see Salazzle, to be honest. There's a few people who are running it, and I have respect for those people because Salazzle just looks like so much fun in this meta. But the opponent is going to bring in their Toxapex, as we've seen several times so far, and Crocodile is going to stay in, get a bunch of damage off on this thing, farm up a bunch of energy, shield the brine, and now is going to look to possibly get a crunch off, maybe? Continuously building up some energy, throwing with really good timing here, and then going to throw this crunch, hopefully get a shield off of the opponent, thinking they may not want to go down, but they do just let the Toxapex go down. They're going to keep the shield advantage and lose switch advantage here, but Crocodile may just core break this entire person's team. Yeah, there's the Galvantula. The entire team is just core broken. And now what's the opponent going to do? They're going to bring in their Galvantula. Galvantula, I think, if you have to shield if you're going to commit here. They go for the discharge easily. Oh my goodness, it doesn't even KO? I thought for sure that would have one-shot the Salazzle with how squishy it is. So now you can just come in with a Alolan Marowak, except the opponent swapped in their Sableye, which is okay. I mean, that's fine. You get the defense drop with the Poison Fang, which is huge. And now you're going to be able to get some crunches off and pressure the shields. And by the time we're all said and done here, Alolan Marowak is going to probably be able to come in and just go for a Bone Club or something and take it out. Sableye is in a very precarious position here, especially now that it got shielded. Just going to go for these Mud Slaps. Definitely in farm down range here for Marowak if it needs to come in. And Galvantula is not going to be able to one-shot the Alolan Marowak with no shields now. The opponent goes down, and now the Galvantula comes back in just to get destroyed by Alolan Marowak, and that's a good game. Very well played. Oh man, this team is so much fun. Every time I watch a battle, I think I want to build it. Goodness. All right, so we've got a double fire backline into Scizor. You've got a safe swap here. Get a huge chunk of damage. In comes Dragalge. While this is not a great matchup for Alolan Marowak, you can definitely pressure shields and potentially get switch here. With the Bone Clubs, all you have to do is land one Shadow Bone and you're within Bone Club range easily. And the opponent lets it go. So now the Bone Clubs are going to be able to pressure shields, but the Dragalge is going to go right for the Aqua Tail. You kind of have to just let this go. Crocodile comes in, and it could farm down, but the opponent's Aqua Tail is not enough. Could have been an undercharge. Maybe it's just not enough damage in general. And the Bone Club is going to force a shield off the opponent before the Dragalge is able to take out the Alolan Marowak. And now Alolan Marowak goes down, and now we've got Crocodile ready to come in and Mud Slap this thing down. Does the opponent get to an Aqua Tail? Yes, unfortunately they do, but that is not worth a shield from Stop Alcatraz. He is not willing to give up a shield. Potentially the opponent has another answer in the back to a fire type, so we're going to have to pull it out with Salazzle here and try to see if we can't land an Earthquake or a Crunch against the Scizor here. So Scizor is going to take a huge Incinerate there, and now Salazzle just has to go straight for these Poison Fangs, lower the defense off of the Mandibuzz. And while this looks like a pretty bad matchup, I'm interested to see how this plays out, because with 2 shields, the absolute just destruction of Salazzle and these Incinerates and Poison Fangs, just this Mandibuzz is not going to have a good time in the 2 shields. This is just, that's the thing with these Poison Fang users. The longer this battle draws on, the worse it gets for the opponent because of the Poison Fangs. So they're going to shield up here. They have to. And now you can just, I mean, you could go straight for the Dragon Pulse if you wanted to, but all you have to do is get one Incinerate off against the Scizor and it gets deleted. So, yeah, this is definitely a really good situation. Even Crocodile could come in and farm this thing down with the shield. We're going to let it go. Salazzle has more than done its job. Now that Crocodile can come farm down and get a move off against the Scizor, we're looking in a good spot. But instead, the Scizor decides to come in, and we're going to shield the potential X-Scissor or Night Slash here. Not looking to mess around and find out what it has. Night Slash gets blocked. Crocodile is going to farm down, and is just a couple moves away from this Crunch, which is going to end this game against the Mandibuzz. Here comes the Crunch, and that's it. Going bird hunting with a ground type today. That's how we do it. Here we go. Hits the Crunch, gets the game. Good, well played. Good game. All right, I think we're on the last 3 battles, the bonus battles, the legend from the Legends set. So we've got Dragalge on the lead versus Crocodile. This is a great lead matchup with that lag, especially going to help you with not knowing what on earth the counts are. So you're just going to be a guess. Look at half of the health is gone off the Dragalge already, and nobody even knows what happened. So an Aqua Tail is going to come out here and going to force the shield off to stop Alcatraz. You kind of have to leave this in the lead here because Dragalge does just kind of delete the entire backline with the Aqua Tails and the Dragon typing. So good to get this thing off the board, even with a shield disadvantage. That's fine. You have to assume they've probably got some sort of weakness to, you know, ground or against fire in the back. And this is going to be where it all starts. Earthquake is going to one-shot the Drapion. And Skuntank's going to come in and just quit the game because the opponent knows exactly what's about to happen. That wasn't even well played. That was just done. Great. Bam. Gone. So the opponent's got an Obstagoon. This is actually really bad for this team. Obstagoon is going to get met by a Alolan Marowak on the safe swap, and unfortunately, the only thing you can really do here is go for Bone Clubs. Now, I think that the Alolan Marowak's just here as a way to save the Crocodile from being locked up against this thing, and I feel like you kind of have to try and save Crocodile, because when you've got a Dark in the lead, usually there's poisons in the back, you know, Dark Poison Core and all that. So Bone Club is going to come through, and it's going to just chip away a little bit at the health. Now, what I want to see here is the Salazzle get up to 100 energy and just incinerate this thing down. That's going to be great. So, thankfully, Marowak is going to be able to get another Bone Club off and leave this thing in a nice farm range for something to come in and farm it all the way down. I don't think you don't shield this because you have to let it go. The Night Slash will take out the Alolan Marowak. What are we going to come in and farm with? Salazzle's going to come in and is going to be able to get one Incinerate through, and the Obstagoon has a move ready and locked and loaded. So they're going to go throw the Night Slash, get shielded, and now down a shield and down a whole Pokemon. The Obstagoon has done quite a lot of work here, but we're going to see what's in the back. And it's a Toxicroak. Toxicroak, are you going to shield this move? Is this person running triple counter? Oh, goodness. Oh, they don't even counter. They don't even shield it. And then you don't even get to a move before the Salazzle's able to take out. And they've got Frostlass in the back, dude. Oh, this is over. This is over. Maggie, you're sleeping through the best battles, baby. This is over. All right, so you put up a shield. You're going to get the Poison Fang off. Oh, my goodness. Look at all the damage. No, you just save the shield for Crocodile at this point. Just save the shield for Crocodile. After two defense debuffs, Crocodile just comes in. You have to throw the energy because you're going to get deleted. Yeah, Frostlass has to throw the energy, and Salazzle's done its job yet again. So now the Crocodile comes in and gets the one Mud Slap off. Does he get desync denied? Nope, going to be able to get it off, and that's going to win him the game. Very well played. There you go. All right. Ah, missed the button. Okay, anyway, there it is. The Legend Battle, the final battle before Stop Alcatraz is able to clinch the Legend rank, and he has a Drapion swap in on his Crocodile. Oh, I know exactly where this is going. Probably got Aqua Tail on that thing. No, they got Sludge Bomb, so they're all resisted. Crocodile is just going to farm this thing all the way down after this lag. The opponent does get to another move. I think. Oh, it's Sableye in the lead. I think you just have to let it happen. All right, goes to Data because he's had enough of the Wi-Fi connection. I totally understand. In comes the Sableye, but Crocodile's already at just about 2 crunches. This is going to flip this matchup entirely on its head, and the crunches are going to garner shields from the Sableye. Going to be able to get to another crunch here, even if the Sableye had a move ready and was able to CMP. Crocodile does win CMP here, so that's going to be another crunch. Getting to the Sableye, they shield both crunches. Now Salazzle comes in to get started and getting ahead on energy. The opponent's staying in to let the Salazzle get all the energy it wants in the world. Salazzle's going to shield up this potential foul play because there's no reason to play the return here, and he's going to get to the Dragon Pulse right away. Not messing around here. Going to one-shot this Sableye, and what's in the back? Probably something weak to fire, because otherwise I think that it would have swapped out. I don't care. It's enough. Oh, goodness. There's a Skuntank. So all Skuntank has to do is get clocked by this Dragon Pulse, and that's it. But the opponent is going to be able to get to the crunch, so now it's all up to Marowak and what's left of Crocodile in order to take this thing out. But Crocodile's looking pretty good here as a little finisher. Just get the Alolan Marowak to a Bone Club. Crocodile fast moves through, and that's going to be able to take out this game. And honestly, you know, I don't know if a crunch KOs, and if it does, it definitely means that the Crocodile's going to farm down because these Skuntank's not getting to another move beforehand. Yep, nope. Takes it out, unfortunately, but there it is. 2 Mud Slaps is enough to get Alcatraz to Legend, and that is going to do it. Great games, man. Oh my goodness, that was so much fun to watch. I haven't had that much fun watching battles in a while. That was great. I had so much fun. I really want to build this team. If it wasn't for Halloween Cup being literally 1 week, I would totally do it. Gonna get that Legend Frillish here. It's fine. There it is. There's the Legend rank, 3006 Elo. There's a Legend. Oh, goodness, that's beautiful. All right. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to watch these battles. Once again, congratulations to Stop Alcatraz for reaching Legend, and I've left a link to his coaching services in the description if you'd like to learn from potentially, in my opinion, one of the best, alongside myself, of course. But I totally endorse him as a coach. I think he's a great dude, and I think you could learn a lot from him as well. So thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your Halloween Cup, and if there's even any time when I put this out. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.